Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome on our way up to Mount Wurmberg. As you can see, we just took the lift up because we have Max with us here in her little stroller. So it was a little bit too much to do all the way up and then all the way down. So we decided to take the lift up and then we're going to hike all the way down, which will be around 10 to 11 kilometers. Of course, we will be passing some stamps again because the hunt continues, and we will be passing a nice hut up there on Mount Wurmberg. There should be a hut, but that's a little bit too early. It's 9 in the morning. But there's a lot to see up there. There's a tower as well. You can climb it, but I believe that it's not open yet. But we will explore here the region, another part of the Harz. So come with us. There goes a little steam train, and that is maybe you can hear it. That's a Brockebaan, because the mountain there in the clouds, that's Mount Brocke, and that's the highest mountain in this section of Germany. I would love to go up there, but yeah, as you can see, that's foggy as well, and I think because it's Easter weekend that is super busy over there. But that's definitely on the schedule for a summer vacation that Ravi and I will be hiking up Mount Brocke. It's really cool to see the Brockebaan. You might think, well, the hut doesn't look very green yet. No, that's right, because last remains, there was still snow up here. So we're really lucky that we are able to hike here. There's a Brockebaan again. So I think I'm going to make one doggy happy, although it's not the cleanest of snow anymore. I think one of them is going to have a lot of fun. Maybe this kind of trail looks familiar to you. If you've been following our channel for a bit longer and you've been with us on summer vacation to Thuringen in 2023, I made a video about a hike that we did back then that wasn't possible 30 years ago because of the so-called Innerdeutsche Grenze, so the border that divided Germany in times of war. And then we were hiking on that that specific border, the so-called Grensweg, so the border trail. This is exactly that same border. So that's really nice because we were hiking on that in Thuringen. Now we are in the Harz. Maybe one day we will be able to hike parts of it in Bavaria as well. And then we have hiked on all sections, or at least all states, if you can call them like that, where this border is going through. So Thuringen, the Harz and Bavaria. That's a surprise. A stamp. There shouldn't be a stamp here. Jägermeister. Oh, I believe those are special stamps. Let's see if we have a spot for that in our little booklets. Well, it is a so-called Sonderstempel, so that means that it is an exceptional stamp. So this one is from Jägermeister, and that is a stamp, if I say it correctly, if I read it on the internet, that stamp travels. So today it's here, and in a few weeks time you can find it, for example, on Mount Brocken or at the shores of a lake or something. So they do not count for collecting your pins, but you have places in your booklet to make the Sonderstempel. So, well, one extra. That's Mount Wurmberg, that's where we started this morning. There's the next stamp of today. Well, that was a good lunch. Our beloved Kaisersmarre. You see it passing by on my channel more often. One of our favorite lunches when we are out in the mountains. As you can see up there, Mount Wurmberg, where we started this morning. We're going to continue our hike down into the valley again. That's a shame that we had lunch already. I found a bratwurst in the forest. And we found another Sonderstempel, so one more that doesn't count for the pins, but it's nice to have in the books. Here behind me you can see a lot of dead trees, and when we were hiking last September at Little Arbor Lake, I already mentioned a little insect called the borkenkäfer that is completely destroying whole areas of woodland, and the region of the Harz has been hit the hardest with that little insect. It is everywhere around you. Wherever you look, you see dead trees, and here it is already pretty bad. But if you, for example, got Mount Brocken, well, there's no trees standing up anymore. So a lot of people say I'm not going to the Harz anymore because this looks so ugly, but I don't think that you could blame the Harz for it. And rangers and everything, they say that a lot of tourists say, well, the Harz is dead. Rangers say the Harz is not dead, it's starting to regrow again. So we try to look between it, so to say, how we call it here. And yeah, it is what it is, not the most prettiest of sights, but that's why you see so many dead trees here. The only difference that you have is usually this was a woodland where you've been walking through and there wouldn't have been any views. But because of all the dead trees, a lot of views have opened up when you are hiking. So you can see that as something positive. If you would like to take something positive out of the whole situation, that the Harz has way more views to offer than it had 10, 15 years ago. What a beautiful place this is. Damn, I'm really in love with the Harz. And here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Yeah, the sun is coming out. So that's nice, you feel it straight away. Tomorrow should be really warm and sunny. So I think weather change is coming in. Started this morning with all the fog up there. Small foggy world, and now sun's coming out. So I have high hopes for tomorrow, both for the weather and for the hike, because that should be something very special. But this is also 2 thumbs up. We are down in the valley again, and we are now entering the village of Braunlage. That's where we also have our hotel room for this weekend. So we're going to hike through the village and then along the park of the village, the Kurpark. We're hiking back to the hotel. So this is really an outdoor village, a lot of outdoor sports that you can do. There are several outdoor stores here. So yeah, I'm going to show you that as well. And in front of this awesome wall painting that we have here on our hotel room, we are going to close down this video. This was a pretty cool hike. First thing this morning, we had a little bit doubts whether we were going up Mount Wurmberg or not, because we checked the webcams and you couldn't see a single thing up there. So foggy it was. So first we said no, we're not going up there. But then we drove a little bit in the direction of Mount Wurmberg, and then we saw that it was clearing up. So we turned back and took the lift up the mountain anyways, and that was a good decision. During the day the weather got better and better, so that was really nice. The part along the water, well, that was gorgeous. That was so beautiful. So another surprise, several stamps, 2 for the pins and 2 extra stamps. So all in all, a good day. like you've seen, the sun is coming out, so fingers crossed that the weather will be good tomorrow. Then we have an awesome hike planned, so stay tuned for that. And then we would like to say, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell. And then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We'll catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.